everyone doing this evening? Hope y'all are all doing well. Let's see here. Hang on a second. Let me readjust this. Sorry, I gotta wiggle this a little bit. All right, who do we got in here? We got Unit 4, Rich B. YouTube has been acting up on man tonight, not playing videos. Hopefully it plays this one. Yeah, I haven't actually checked out any YouTube this evening, so hopefully it holds out. We got 3 people on, 1 thumbs up, so hopefully more people jump in. Let me know if y'all can see and hear me okay. And we will kick it off with a cheers. Got some Buffalo Trace this evening, so cheers everyone. First drink of the evening, that was good. Hello, Lynn Holt. How are you, sir? This chat may not work. What's happening? Unit 4 says, uh-oh. Y'all can't see or hear me? Shows on my end, I've got, I guess, 2 people in here and 1 thumbs up, so hopefully it hasn't kicked me off already. See and hear you, okay, like Ozark guy. Maybe it was something, when we were first coming in. How are you doing? Hope you're doing good. My dog's barking. My wife got home, so she's riling up the dog. And I've got something laying here, we'll get into it in just a second, that has been, it's been a little lifesaver. I've been carrying it quite a bit, and I didn't know it would turn into an EDC thing, but it has. And I told you when I was out in Alabama and I did the chat there that sunspots, you're just seeing sunspots? Huh. Okay, so you can't see me? Error Big J, if you can see the chat. Yeah, I can see what y'all are typing. Wow. So y'all can't see me? Lake Ozark said he could see and hear me. Lake Ozark says I see and hear fine, so I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I mean, but I did hint to something that I started kind of carrying a little bit, and then I found myself using it quite a bit. So I was going to share it with y'all, so I brought it on this chat, or just show it so we could talk about it. Yeah, it's only showing 4 people and 1 thumbs up, so I don't know if something's going on. There's 5 people. What do you hear on my screen? Something went wrong. I mean, I'm seeing y'all's comments. I don't know what the hell's happening. And it says I'm live, and it's giving me a countdown, so I don't think it's kicked me off yet. So some of y'all can see me and some of y'all can't. I guess Lake Ozark guy can see me fine, but some of y'all can't. As I said, for the past 30 minutes or so, I haven't been able to get any videos at all to work. Then I click on, they have issues. Crap. Rich B, can you see and hear me or not? Can you try to restart? Yeah, maybe that's what's going on. I know sometimes my phone will glitch out. So Lake Ozark, you've got me loud and clear, so this isn't an issue on my end. Damn, I hate that we're having these problems. But it shows there's only 3 people on here, so I'm wondering if something's happened. Okay, okay. Well, we'll keep going. Rich B says sure. That is so weird. Yeah, because the count, I mean, there's more than 3 people in here, but it only shows there's 3 people. So I don't know if it's delaying or what the hell's going on. I don't know. YouTube probably didn't feed the squirrels or they've blacklisted me. It's your upstream. It's upstream, same on the big screen, Fire TV. Do y'all want me to start the chat over? Will that help? Or you think I should keep going? What do y'all think I ought to do? Let me know your ideas and we'll do it. If I need to kick it off again, I'll do it. I can restart? Okay. I'll kill this stream and we'll start again. Oh, okay. Never mind. Unit 4 says, okay, I can see you now. All right, we'll keep going then. I'll just keep this one going. Let me know if something happens again and I need to restart it. I don't know, maybe YouTube's doing something weird to me, who knows. But anyway, and I had a really, a long conversation. I backed out and restarted. Okay. So maybe it's something on you guys' end. I don't know. I had a conversation. I put out a short video the other day. I released one. I guess it was last night. And I had a conversation, or a guy started commenting. I think his name was Clay. He started commenting, you know, why do you have in that drawer, why do you have empty mags? But some of them were loaded. I guess he didn't look at all of them, but there are empty mags in there. And he said, why do you have those, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I guess he was getting to the point where he was saying, why aren't they in guns? And I was like, those are extra mags. I have other drawers, you know, and stuff like that with a bunch of loaded mags. Those are just extra mags. So I guess he thought, you know, I had like 50 CZs because there's a lot of 50 CZ mag. There's like 50, I don't know, there's a bunch of CZ mags. I don't know how many. There's a bunch of 2011 mags. There's a bunch of all kinds of mags. But that's not my only drawer of mags. That's just the first one. But anyway, I guess that caught him off guard that not every mag in that drawer was loaded. And I do have other drawers where the mags are all loaded. And in the guns, you know, if they're part of my EDC rotation or home defense or whatever, they're loaded. Like some of these, the top one is, and the ones that are hanging don't have the mags hanging out of them, but the mags are like right here, just so they could fit on there. So, you know, it was weird. And he said, basically, if he has any extra mags, he leaves them in the package. You know, he stores them like in the stock package. You know, and that brought up a kind of a valid point, like, how do you store your mags? Do you just keep them, if you're not using them literally in your gun, do you keep them wrapped up in the wrapper, or do you unwrap them, or what? But what I do is eventually rotate through all of those mags. So I continually have working mags. So that's kind of what I do. So I organized them so I can pull off the side and then put the other ones in, and then I can mark them. There's little bags in there where I can mark them. It's silica bags, but I use them for markers. I don't know if you noticed the silica bags, but I use those for markers for ones that I've rotated through. So, and that might give you a little hint of what I've got going on. I haven't shown it yet, but some people, I think, already noticed what I've done. So as part of my storage solutions. So, but yeah, we've only got 6 people in here and 1 thumbs up. So something's definitely going on. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but I usually have way more than 6 people in here. So I don't know what's up. Wonder if they didn't announce the chat or didn't say, hey, I'm live. I haven't seen the button. Usually it pops up like a minute or so after I go live, and it'll pop up on even on my phone and say Big Johnson's live, but I haven't seen that yet. So sorry. I was actually laughing. It's something my wife, I just heard her say, so I was laughing right when I took a drink. So Turkey's opinion. It was a black screen, had to try it like 10 times. I had to back out, come back, get in, go to work. Just let everyone know to back out and restart to clear their error page. Damn, okay, now, shit, there's like 13 people in here now. Sorry, she just said something, y'all probably didn't hear it, right when I was taking a drink, and so it freaking came out of my nose. So I got whiskey in the nose. Hey, Pranic. Hey, Pranic, you just came on. Can you see me and everything? Yep, that's what I just said, Armsman. It didn't say, YouTube didn't announce that I was even having a chat. That still hasn't popped up yet. Okay, so you can see and hear me. Yeah, I think something YouTube, yeah, there's more people. I think there's like 16, 15 people in here now. Because I was only showing like 2 people, 3 people. So I don't know. YouTube's probably playing their crap again. Sorry about blowing whiskey out of my nose there. But I wanted to share with you all something that I've been carrying, and I mentioned it when I was in Alabama last week, and something I've been carrying for quite a while, and I even carried it on the plane, and I found it very useful. And I could carry this on a plane. I didn't know if I could, so I was worried about taking it, but they allowed it on a plane. I had it in my backpack. So kind of wanted to share it because I've been carrying it quite a bit, and I'm actually really enjoying it. Now I am just carrying it. I have a little, it's kind of like a little flashlight holder that you can put on your belt, or you can just throw it in your back pocket. So I've done both. I've carried on a little flashlight holder and I've carried it in my back pocket. But I'm finding it very, very helpful. And I bought it for a different reason, but I was like, you know what? I like the size of it. And I'm wondering if I could work that into my EDC rotation. So I did, and I'm actually enjoying it. Now, of course, I didn't carry a knife on the plane. I couldn't. I could carry this. Frank said, so I saw a countdown to live chat on the shorts today, but never a notification. That's weird. I mean, y'all know what YouTube's doing to me. Had to back out and restart again as well. Smash the thumbs up button. I appreciate it, A Barnes. Whatever you do, don't touch the third rail. Oh, up here? Is that what you're talking about on the rail? But anyway, so I'm going to share this with you, and I find this very, very helpful. And again, I've used it quite a bit, and I didn't think that I would. Well, I thought I would, but not for EDC reasons. But I've used it probably about 4 times since I've been carrying it. And I'll tell you one thing, and that probably didn't happen to everybody, but it actually worked for me. But it's these. So these are Knipex. I don't know how well it's going to come through. I'll show it on my hand. These are the 5-inch pliers, so these are 5 inches from the top to the bottom. And these are Knipex water pump pliers. So these are the smallest ones I can hold. They have, I think it's a 4-inch pair, but they're just too small. These are the 5-inch, and they're tiny for me, for my hands. But I've been using the hell out of these things, and I'm finding them very useful, but it's got the push button. You know, you can open it, close it, lock it to where you want it, and then you got it. These are the true Knipex, so they're not the cheapos. There's even one on Amazon, I think that's a knockoff of this, a Duratool, which probably would work good, but I really like the Knipex brand. So I got their smallest ones that I thought were functional with the push button. The 4-inch does not have the push button. That's why I like the 5-inch. But so they're 5 inches long. You know, there you go. I don't know if you're wanting to see. Trying to imagine it, but again, I can carry that little flashlight holster, or I can carry it in my back pocket. And I've always got a pair of pliers on. But what I've used it for so far is I was in a customer's truck and I was paying for stuff through the little drive-through deal, and I gave him my card and he went to hand it back to me and wasn't paying attention. He just kind of put his hand over and dropped it, and he dropped it between the console and the seat, and I couldn't get my hand wedged back under the back of it, so I actually stuck these in there, grabbed it, pulled it right out. So it helped with that, because I don't even know. Well, he has smaller hands than me. Maybe he could have gotten it, but it helped there. I've also tightened two nuts with it, so it worked on that, and actually very good. And I didn't strip it because these lock. If you've ever used these, when you put it on there, they actually lock when you turn. So it worked well there. Let me catch back up here. But I have the 5-inch, the 7-inch, the 10-inch, maybe the 12. I know I have, maybe I have the 7 and the 10, or 7 and the 12. But anyway, these little suckers are awesome. I mean, if you're thinking about investing in something, I think they're like $30 for the actual Knipex, but these things are so damn handy. So, you know, if you're looking at something like that to add to your EDC, but this and a pocket knife and a flashlight, I mean, you're good to go, other than carrying your piece on you. But so I wanted to share it because people have asked, but I really, really enjoy these. So I'll probably be picking up another couple of pair so I can keep one in the toolbox, one for EDC going forward, maybe just keep one in my tool bag in my truck, or maybe a couple in the tool bags of the trucks. One in each truck, because if I couldn't have gotten that out of there, I would have had to take the damn console apart to get my credit card back out of there. Lynn Holt says, those are great pliers. Use mine today to press, fit a pen or hammer and a bow. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I really, really enjoy them. Showing 29 people on and only 1 thumbs up. That something has to be messing up, because that's usually not normal. But highly recommend that, or highly recommend those Knipex pliers. So if y'all are interested, you can grab them. They've got them on Amazon. I have heard that there's fake ones. These are real ones. So these are the actual Knipex version. And also, that's a great thing about Knipex. If you ever have a question, you can even shoot a picture of these to Knipex, and they'll verify if they're real or not. You know, way back when I had some Knipex, I was like, man, that was too good of a deal. And I sent them a picture of it way back, and they were like, yeah, those are real, because I bought them used. A pair that I had found, I bought them. I just bought it off of a junk table at a used tool thing this place was having, and I was like, man, I don't know if those are real, but they were real. So I took a picture. I called Knipex and talked to the customer service, and they're like, hey, shoot us a picture. We'll verify if they're real or not, and they were real. So ours just said, YouTube has been jacked up all day. Every live stream sees doing the same thing. Thought it was my Wi-Fi. Damn, I didn't know that. I haven't been on YouTube today, so I didn't know that was a problem. Sorry if y'all are having issues. Prenix says that would be car carry for me. Yeah, and like I said, when I carry them in my pocket, I don't even notice that they're there, or that little flashlight holder. It's a little neoprene flashlight holder. So, and it stretches, so I can actually get my flashlight and the Knipex in there. It'll stretch out. But I usually carry my flashlight in my front pocket. So, but I'm really enjoying these. But as I was saying earlier, if y'all didn't hear, I had a conversation with a guy that I put a short video out showing how I store some mags. And he was like, why aren't those loaded? Why aren't they in the guns? And blah, blah. I mean, there's a whole thread. Y'all can go check it out on my short if you're interested in what he said. And I was being very nice because I thought, well, maybe he's a new gun owner. And I guess at the end he said, man, you really took me razzing you very well. And I was like, dude, they're just words. I mean, you know, I mean, sometimes I'll razz people back just to mess with them, but I thought maybe he was just an uneducated gun person at first, so I didn't know. Yeah, Unit 4 says I refreshed the page, seeing just 1 like. Yeah, I show 5 likes now and 26 people on here, so. But Pranic says 4 likes, so I show 5 likes. But y'all can just smash it, if you haven't already or whatever. I'm not begging for likes. Also, I've been kind of beta testing something just in case you're interested. I had somebody ask. I am a dipper. I'm not proud of it, but I do dip. The nicotine, I was doing the real tobacco pouches, and then I dip long cut snuff at night. But I've been using, and I haven't done a video on it or anything. Somebody asked me to, but I haven't yet. If y'all are interested, I will. But if you like a little nicotine, and they have them now in caffeine, but the ALP, ALP, that's Tucker Carlson's company, but it stands for American Lip Pillow. And I do I guess these are 9 milligrams? I got the stronger ones. And I've got 2 of them in right now. You put them in the top. But I did the 20 pack where you can get all these different flavors. And I've been trying them, and I actually like them. So, if you're interested in those, and if you do those, I can do these and still, train and stuff, and it doesn't hinder me. I actually like them. Turkey's Opinion said, let's see here. I figured everybody in Texas dips. And I've been doing it since I was 10. I'm not proud of it. But nicotine, I drink a little bit and do nicotine. I don't do any other drugs. So, and if I said I don't do drugs, people say nicotine's a drug, alcohol's a drug, so. Atlas says, what is the nature of your channel? What do you do or promote, teach, do? I enjoy guns. I enjoy talking about guns. I enjoy talking about tools. I talk about whatever I want to talk about. And anything y'all want to talk about. Cars, trucks, high performance stuff, stock vehicles, whatever. We just talk about a lot of stuff. I don't promote. I mean, I have some companies that I like and that I tell people about, but not here to sell you anything if you don't want to buy anything. Dennis says, love me some nicotine. Armstrong said, the only dipping I do is in the ocean. And barbecue. Yes, I talk about barbecue. Are those assault weapons? You mean ARs? Because there's no such thing as assault weapons. That stands for Armor Light Rifle. That's what AR stands for, is Armor Light Rifle. But yes, these are all pew-pews. Pranic says, if I came across some pervian jokes, all jokes, yeah. Shasta Bean, nicotine is a significant performance enhancer that is also known to prevent illness. Shasta Bean, it also helps with dementia and Alzheimer's. It actually helps with a lot of things. And I lost my dad to dementia and Alzheimer's. He never smoked a day in his life and ended up having throat cancer. Never dipped either. So that's very weird. But like I said, I do it. It gives me the peak performance. What kind of whiskey? This is Buffalo Trace. That is what I'm drinking this evening. Wrench guys need to get to work. Yes. Of course with these, I don't spit or anything. But they kind of keep me going. So I got one in pretty much all day long. So. And sometimes, a lot of the times too. So again, I'm not proud of it, but we all have our little vices. But if y'all haven't noticed, and some people did, in the short video I put out, but I have came to a new storage solution in my office that I'm actually very proud of. I've been thinking about doing this for a very, very, very long time, because of how it worked in the wrench world when I was turning wrenches. So I have brought a toolbox system into my office. Probably do a video on it, but I'll go ahead and let y'all know the sneak peek on it. But I have basically about 100 inches of storage now, end to end. I've got a 42 and two 27s bolted together, of toolboxes. So they are rollaways, they're the big boys, and it totals, I think, 98 inches, something like that, 96, 98 inches without the bars, without the handles. With the handles, I think it's 101 inches long. Do have a big TV on it. I've got electrical going to it. I've got tons of storage. It has really helped me a lot. I had a bin system that I really was outgrowing, so this is working very well for me. I have a whole EDC set up. I have a whole light area. I have a dot area. I have a watch area. It's kind of like when I'm getting my EDC things for the day, I can rotate through them very easily. I do have some tools as well in here, and I have a tool box out there as well. We'll get into that later. I am going to start doing some videos and some lives from the garage as well as it gets cooler. I'm going to have that set up. Also, as far as reviews, that's why you haven't seen a lot of desk reviews, because this whole office is completely kind of shuffled right now. And of course some storage solutions here like we've talked about. But, so kind of going some different ways that it's been working for me. But anyway, I like that. Lake Ozark guy says, I dipped when I worked on the flight line in the Marine Corps' F-1 Phantom. Oh, awesome, man. Arms says, sometimes people from other countries, not necessarily trolling, but don't know. I like to let them speak, chat, until they start spewing nonsense before I kick them out. Yeah, I mean, y'all let them talk, and then if you see them doing something wrong, I trust you. Y'all got the right to launch them if you need to launch them, launch them. Damn, this whiskey's going way too fast. But anyway, so that's kind of what's going on. But some of y'all have noticed and said, oh, wow, just so you know, it is orange. So that's what's been going on. But I kind of have a complete loaded section, unloaded section, parts section, lights, dots, even handheld flashlights, weapon lights, ammo, some ammo. I have moved a lot of the ammo out of the room. It's stored elsewhere. Moved the safes out. So just kind of reorganizing everything around. Give them a chance to learn freedom. Yeah, I mean, they might not ever get it in some of those areas, but they could seek to have it for sure. But yeah, I've been carrying these little suckers, and they look tiny on screen, but they do work well. Really, really like them. Highly recommend them. I have been using a lot of the tools like I talked about before. So, I'll do some tool reviews coming up as well, because a lot of people have asked, hey, where's the tool reviews? I just kind of showed what I had, but I've been using them. So now I want to give some updates after using them. I used them to put a lot of this stuff together, or, to put the wheels on it, etc., or bolt them together. The toolboxes are bolted together, so good luck trying to take them. Anyway, so I've just kind of moved some stuff around. Atlas says, we are one of many, but still the best option. Yes, agreed. But yeah, I have moved some freedom dispensing items. These are some of my most common, I guess, ones. that are relevant, or I guess to what I use them for. If you want me to name them off, the ones on the wall, I can tell you what they are. Some of them are custom builds, some of them I built. But if y'all want to know, I'll tell you what they are. Because some people have asked, I think they asked last time and I forgot to say it. Yeah, and if y'all need a great holster, Armsman's on here. You can use my code. I don't make anything on it. It benefits y'all, but it is, the discount code is BJGG10, all capitalized. That's BJGG10. Stands for Big Johnson Guns and Gear 10. That'll save you 10% off and get you free shipping for outside waistband, inside waistband. We didn't make holsters for those up there, but what are they on the wall? Rich B, the very top one up there with the orange on it is a Mossberg 590A1 with a dot on it. The second one is a custom, well, it's an AR eye belt. It does have a Faxon barrel. It's got a pencil barrel, race barrel. It's got a race trigger in it. It's got a HD Vortex HD 1-6 on it. It's got a Lancer, or excuse me, not a Lancer, what is the brake on there? Lantac Dragon. It's got a Lantac Dragon brake on it. It's a Go Fast gun. It has a flashlight on the other side, Streamlight. Really enjoy that. I painted it, spray painted it. Camo, looks really good up close. I've got some videos on it, you can see it. But it is a fast AR, I really enjoy it. It is a Wiley barrel, so it is 223-556. The next one is the Lancer L30 heavy metal. That is a AR-10. It does have the Vortex HD AMG on it. It's a great scope. They're not cheap. But it is a really nice rifle. But it's an AR-10, it's 18-inch, it is a Bartlett barrel. That one is it's a very accurate gun. I mean, you know, probably people are more accurate than me with it, but it is a very accurate barrel. It really likes heavy grain, like 168, 175. Sierra Match, that is its preferred rounds, but it'll shoot anything. The next one is a custom Fire for Effect. That one is a 300 Blackout /556, 12.5, with BCG handguard. It's got a custom upper, custom lower. It is a one-off serial number. They built it for me. So it's a 1 of 1. And then the bottom one is a POF 300 Blackout with an AMG Huey. But they're all great rifles. It's some that I have. What's up, Bald and Curious? How are you, man? Let's see here. Armsman said I had an issue with my Compt Echelon today at the range. Optic kept coming loose. I'm about to put some red Loctite to use. Damn, that's not good. That sucks that you have to do that. And you start using red Loctite, sometimes that's really hard to get off if you ever have to get it off. I would definitely check the thread pitch and the length of the screws before I consider a red Loctite, just to make sure everything's perfect. And then if that's what you have to do, that's what you have to do. Shasta said, anyone else noticing that Valhalla is allowed to handle his rifles during live streams? Yeah, he probably hasn't been launched yet, but they'll mess me up. Arms says 590 for the win. Yeah, I'm not going to start doing it because they already want to launch me, so it's probably just a matter of time. Thank you, Rich B. I enjoy it. Oh, and some people have wanted to see a review of this wall hanger. It's not expensive. I bought it, and I'll probably do a video on it soon. I just haven't had a chance yet. Been so busy with work and with doing other stuff, so. Atlas says, I recently encountered a round of pistol that has a deep plus carved into the tip. Supposedly has great stopping power and won't pass through the target, potential injuring bystanders' thoughts. I haven't heard of that. A round. Who makes it? Deep and carved tip. Carved tip. I wonder if that's a Buffalo Bore. Or Lehigh Defense, maybe. Might be the little cork. Does it look like a screwdriver on the end? If it is, that's probably Lehigh Defense. That can pass through. It doesn't mushroom. It doesn't open because it's not a hollow point. If it looks like a corkscrew on the end or a number 3 Phillips head screwdriver, kind of, yeah, that'll just cruise on through. I'm just a big HST guy, but everybody has their round spear gold dots good. Yeah, I would stay with a hollow point because the Lehigh Defense just kind of acts as a hardened FMJ. It just keeps on cruising. I used 3 different sets of screws. Didn't have that issue with the full size. That's weird, man. Maybe give them a call. I'd probably call them, man, because once you put red Loctite, you're having to use freaking soldering irons to heat that shit up, and it's just a pain in the balls. You should not have to do that with a freaking... I would call their customer service before I started popping a bunch of red Loctite on shit. And I've used a bunch of red Loctite, but you shouldn't have to. If it looks like a red or a large Phillips head screwdriver, that's a Lehigh Defense. Yeah, that thing will just truck on through. So, yeah. That acts as like a full metal jacket, so it won't open up. I mean, not saying they're bad rounds. They're good rounds. They'll do what they need to do, but they're just going to pass. Rich Beast is hard to beat HST, in my opinion. Great round. I love HST. Never had a problem with them. Pranic says, I wouldn't use red Loctite on a firearm. I wouldn't either. I mean, that would be a last resort. Because once you put that red on there, it's on there. Once it hardens, it's hardened. Ball and Chris has got to ride in Tesla Cyber Beast. Holy smokes, that thing goes. And self-driving is beyond impressive. Anybody want to start a GoFundMe so I can get one? No, that's all you, Bubba. I'm out on the Tesla trucks. I mean, I've seen them. They don't really do anything for me. I have ridden in one. I don't know if it was the top of the line. I mean, it was cool, but it didn't do much for me. But I'm kind of an old school guy. I get why people like it. I'm not hating on anyone who wants one. Yeah, no, I can understand where it'd be very upsetting. Armsman, that would piss me off too. What's up, Ranger? How are you, buddy? But sometimes, man, you know, like if you have too long of a screw, it can back out. If you have too short of a screw, or if it's bottoming out on something and causing it to bounce back up, that might be the problem. I had one time where the screw was too long and it was bottoming out. So I actually had to trim the screw. Especially if it's on the extractor side. If it's on the passenger side and that's unloosening, that could be what's going on with it. Pranic says those crosshead rounds are for deep penetration, but do act as an HP in the cavity area. Okay. My next is going to be a Tesla, even if it's just a Model 3. Yeah, I mean, Tesla makes great vehicles. The only thing I will say about them, negatively, is, man, if you get in any kind of wreck, they're easily totaled because of the cost to fix them. They're the number one, and you can look this up, I'm not making this up. They are the number one totaled vehicle. Even if you have a small fender bender, just because of the price of the parts, they total them out. I mean, I've seen some and I'm like, that's not even any damage. But it was freaking like $19,000 or $20,000 to fix it. And I'm like, holy shit. That looks like a $3,000 repair. That was the only thing. But they are the number one totaled vehicle. because of the price. Yeah, and then also you need to check before you get one because some homeowners they will not let you charge the vehicle in your garage because of your, you know, potential hazards. So definitely check with your homeowners and all that good stuff. Some people have to charge them outside. They can't charge them in the garage. I had to Google it closer to a blooming bullet. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, HST, man, they open up and flower very, very well. I've always had really good luck with them. But again, you know, and the only reason I've been able to test them is I dug them out of a frozen pig head back in the day. And they worked well for me. So I've just stayed with them. Never had a round fail to go into battery or to fire. And I've tested a lot of defensive ammo. I have SIG V Crown. I have, what is it, the Hills ammo. I mean, Spear Gold Dot, and Spear Gold Dot's very good too. And also what I would do when you're checking your personal defense rounds, I would check what they, and I even have some that they don't sell anymore. I think y'all know where I'm going with that. It starts with a BW. But, you know, I would check with your local police department, see what they carry. A lot of them carry Spear Gold Dot. So that's why a lot of people carry Spear Gold Dot, because if it ever comes up in a self-defense shooting, you know, hey, that's what my police department even uses. You know what I mean? So it kind of gives you a little bit of, you know, go there too. What's up, Scott? How are you, buddy? What engine would you get in a Chevy Suburban? I would get a 5.3. I know they had that little niche with the 5.3s, and the 5.3s are very, very solid engines. That's what I have in my current truck, and I purposely got it. They do offer the Suburban with the new Duramax, but you're dealing with DEF fluid, which is bullshit. So I wouldn't get the diesel personally. And plus I do a shitload of driving, so I don't want to fill up DEF fluid and fuel filters and all that bullshit all the time anymore. So if I were hauling really heavy loads, then yeah, I would have a big diesel truck, but I don't do that anymore, so. RIP rounds are total crap. They are complete shit. When those things came out, I tested those things. They wouldn't feed in like 4 of my guns because of those stupid prongs. Those things are dog shit. That was the biggest scam they ever came out with. So yeah, I would not trust that shit with my life. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. I don't even think that shit will cycle on most guns. We've got 24 people on here and 12 thumbs up. So y'all smash that thumbs up. I appreciate it. But yeah, I've in the process of redoing my whole room. Just want to kind of do it different. I set it up completely different. I've moved everything around, so now the desk is here. You know, so I still have a lot of shit to clean out. And then I'm gonna start working on the garage. I'm gonna get the garage in check. Oh man, I bought it. I bought it to test it. I bought, what did I buy? Like 60 rounds of that shit, like 3 boxes. And that shit is complete freaking trash. It is complete trash. And it's inaccurate as shit. I was even bagging it. Man, that shit was like high, low, high. I'm like, this shit is garbage. It was horrible. When I was in Oklahoma, this was, oh God, 1,000 years ago when it first came out. And I was in Oklahoma, and they released it in Oklahoma first. The Oklahoma gun stores got it first. And they were like, oh my God, we got the new RIP ammo. And I had heard about it before and seen the pictures of it. And they did testing on it at Texas A&M. And they were like, oh, it's this, and it's this, and it's this. And I'm like, man, all those people, after I shot it, I was like, all those people must be Ray Charles, because they're blind as a fucking bat. Excuse my language. But yeah, I bought 3 boxes of it, so I guess 60 rounds. And I ran the first box, and I'm like, this shit is complete trash. So I ended up shooting another box of it when I do my mixed bag. I don't know if y'all have ever seen me do that. But I take just mixed ammo. So I'll take like HST, Spear. I took RIP, RIP. I took, all these different ammos, and I threw them in a bag, shake them up, and then I load the mag. So you're just getting what you get to see if a gun will cycle it. And I had 4 guns that cycled everything, but they wouldn't cycle that RIP. And then I did have some guns that would cycle it, but I could tell they didn't like it. But yeah, I had not a squib, but it was kind of close to a squib with that shit. And I was like, this shit is trash. It is complete trash. Liberty stuff is impressive in 9 and 45. It doesn't quite have the penetration I would like, but the energy dump. Yeah, I mean, I have some frangible. It's that Liberty, whatever it was called, the Liberty Extreme. I've got it in 45, 9mm, and I think I've got some in 380, I think. But it's got high velocity, but man, it's super, super light. I mean, it was like 50 grain or some shit. It was something crazy, or 90 grain. I just don't trust it for, like you said, deep penetration. It wouldn't work for what I want. So I kind of, I think I still even have some, but I won't carry it. And I think the 45 was like, what was it, like 150 grain or 160 grain or something? I mean, it was very light, but it was fast. Scott says the only gimmicky ammo I would buy is the Liberty Civil Defense because I've seen the ballistic test. Yeah, and it does great when it fragments out, but it just doesn't go deep with those fragments that I've seen. So, and I'm not knocking it. Like I said, I own it. I have some of it, but I just wouldn't carry it. What's up, Trigger Bar? How are you, buddy? Yep, Moto. Yep, that's what your mom says. Yep. I'm her favorite. AS, always great to hear from you, sir. You too, man. HST is the best I've found. It's just the most consistent, I believe. Between it and Spear Gold Dot, I don't think you can beat those 2 rounds. I really, really don't. And I prefer HST even over Spear Gold Dot. And the only reason I would say that, I think it's more consistent on the way that it pedals, because I have had some Gold Dot that did not open. It stayed like an FMJ. And I did not appreciate that. I've never had an HST that didn't open up. I've tested in the pig heads back in the day. I don't do gel testing now, but all the gel testing I see, hell, even Trigger Bar just did a test on it. And it was solid. I mean, it opened up, it pedaled, it did everything it was supposed to do, it flowered. It just seems the most consistent to me. So that's what I've always stayed with. Still carry depending on the caliber Hydroshock. Yeah, I mean, Hydroshock's good stuff too. I still have the old HST. Now it's gone to Punch or something like that, or they have the Punch offerings, but I still have a bunch I bought a crap load of like cases of it, of the HST 124, so that's what I stay with. I don't do the Plus P or the Plus P Plus. I don't have any reason to have that, or for myself. So I just stay with the standard 124, the standard 124, not the Plus P. But if you use the Plus P, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if it works for you, do it. Trigger Bar says it just works. Yeah, it does. I was going to say your test kind of proved it again. It just does what it needs to do. And that's what I want something to do. Be consistent and work properly. That's it. That's all you can ask for something. If it works for you, keep using it. Oh man, whew, had a long day. A very long day. Rich B, do you think if you shoot at least 50 rounds of defensive ammo through it to make sure the ammo cycles, is 50 round box enough to know for sure? If you stay with the consistent ammo, like if you ran 50 rounds of HST and you ran a bunch of Full Metal Jacket through a gun, would I carry it? Probably. I would want to take it apart, make sure there was no weird wear. It would have to fire all, I would at least put, man, 200 or 300 rounds of FMJ 124 or 115 through it, and then put at least 50 rounds of HST or whatever defensive ammo you're going to carry, and then I would consider carrying it. I don't think you have to do 1,000 rounds. I do not think that at all. I know a lot of people will do that, but I did that back in the day, but I don't think that's needed now. Picked up a box of 158 PPU 9mm for my MP5 clone. There you go. It's a little bit of suppressed action. Fernie says, thank you so much for your channel and for my free CZ grips. My father, who was a huge fan, absolutely loved them for his SP01. He just passed away today after a heart attack, and I wanted to let you know. Oh, shit. Man, I am so sorry. Fernie, that is awful. I'm so sorry for your father's loss. Did he win maybe one of my giveaways back in the day? I appreciate that he enjoyed them. That's awful. I'm so sorry for your loss. That sucks. Who was your father, if you don't mind me asking? And if you don't want to say, I understand. But, man, I'm so sorry for your loss. Lynn Holt says some guns prefer certain ammo brands and weight. In 45 Spear HST, Golden Saber, and Nosler ASP. Some are finicky. Yeah, I've shot in Nosler before personally. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad ammo. It ran, but I was just like, I don't know if it was anything special for me. I did not do any ballistic testing or anything like that, so I can't, you know, I'm just kind of an HST guru or guy, I guess. Ball says I carry a couple of sharp rocks in my pocket. That's all I need. Fernie says thank you. Knew how much that gift meant to him. That's awesome. I'm really glad that he enjoys them or enjoyed them. And you know, again, I'm sorry for your loss, Fernie. That's awesome. That's awful. Ugh. I hate that. I lost my father not too long ago, and it sucks. So I know completely what you're going through. Well, he is looking down on y'all and being proud. That's what you can say. Armsman says, I run one box of HST if no malfunctions. The rest is about 250, 300 FMJ. That's pretty much what I do. Pranic says, I like 200 rounds of FMJ, then some defensive ammo. Yeah, and I mean, you know, I have found when most guns fail, it's usually within the first couple 100 rounds. Taylor says, what's your Lynx defense code? Love their stuff. Keep buying all their upgrades he's been making. It's actually a code, or it's not a regular code now. It's a big, long code. I have a Lynx defense video. If you go to the ammo box, it's his new, I'm sorry, his new battery box, not ammo box. It's his new battery box. I've got a video on it. My code's on there, and you can buy whatever you want with it, and I appreciate you using it. Thank you, Taylor. But yeah, you can buy bags, you can buy whatever you want with that code, and there's a link. You can just tap the link, and then whatever you buy, you know, I get credit for. So thank you so much. Yeah, Lynx makes great stuff. Matter of fact, since I moved all my stuff out, I went through my Lynx stuff. Holy crap, I've got a bunch of Lynx bags, and a lot of them I bought. I mean, he didn't just give them to me. He gave me some of them. I'm being 1,000% honest. He gave me some of them, but a lot of them I bought. And I'm just like, man, I've got freaking Lynx bags for everything. I've got 3 pistol bags. I've got like 5 or 6 rifle bags. I mean, he makes great stuff. So I'm a big, big supporter. And they're all made in the US, so you're getting good stuff. But yes, that link is over there. Pranic says, does the HST work for shorter barrels, i.e. 3.1? I still carry it though. Yes, it does. Yeah, they have, if you look on there, they have a micro ammo that is made for the smaller pistols. Oh yeah, and he says Pranic. That's what my video was on Sunday. Yes, it does. Yeah, he's running it in the little CCW HK, and man, it's flowering perfectly. Scott says I found a good deal a couple years ago on some Independence 115 grain hollow points, and that stuff was super spicy. That's cool. I bought, and this is no lie, that's when I bought cases of this. I used to be able to get my HST 124 50 round boxes, 50 rounds for $19.99 for a 50 round box. I bought like 2 or 3 cases of it. I bought it at GT Distributors. Now it's like $26.99, I think, $25.99. So I think I bought 3 or 4 cases of it. So that's why I still have so much of it. And of course, I only use that. Now, I've used it for testing, don't get me wrong, but I keep that for all my defensive guns. Taylor Brown says, have you seen the Armageddon silencer caddy just released? Holds 8 cans, really neat. No, I have not. I have some Armageddon gear stuff, but I have his suppressor covers, which are awesome. But I have not seen the caddy. I don't have 8 suppressors, just being honest with you. Yeah, they're his eye and ear protection. Yeah, I don't have that one yet because I use those custom molded ones. But I've got one of his can covers for Lynx Defense. I've got, like I said, 3 pistol bags, like 5 or 6 rifle bags. That battery holder is freaking awesome. The combo one. And I told him when he made them, he did the micro batteries and then he did the CR123 batteries. And I said, man, you need a combo box. And then he made one. And I got that one, and that thing's awesome. Lynn Holt says, for poking holes, no expansion. 115 Winchester surface grade, 9mm stout, 1,300 feet per second. Makes holes in paper like a wad cutter. Yep, nothing wrong with that. And that's what I do shoot a lot of 124, even for my practice, but I shoot a ton of 115 too. Yeah, Pranic. If you go to GT Distributors in Dallas, right there off in Garland, it's kind of Garland, Dallas. If you go there, they got the 50 round boxes. I always buy the 50 round boxes because it's a much better deal. Fernie says, thank you everyone for your lovely message, and it was a blessing because he loves his channels and always talked about it. He was a huge fan of CZ firearm platforms. That's awesome. Well, we love our CZs, Fernie. So, and I'm sure your dad was a great guy. So we wish you and your family the best. Yeah, we always support each other here. That's one thing. You start not supporting people, that's not a good thing. Scott says, I think I was paying around 18 or for a 50 round box of the Independence hollow points, and it was spicy. It's a CCI loading, and some of it was labeled as coming from the Army. Yeah, it could have been maybe like their second stuff. Hell, it could have been it could have been Spear Lawman. That would not surprise me. Yeah, and I like Lawman ammo. I've got a bunch of Lawman too. For the 124 and the 115. It is good ammo. Not a seller's market, like Ozark guy. I'm glad you brought it up because that's what I was going to talk about. It is not a seller's market. It's a buyer's market right now on guns. Actually, on guns, cars, a lot of things. It's not a seller's market. So if you're trying to sell a used gun, you're not going to get crap for it. I don't care what it is. Maybe a Staccato or something like that with a big brand name will carry some weight. But I saw a used MPA, and this thing looked like it was brand new. At Texas Gun Experience, I took pictures, sent it to some buddies. I'm like, man, this thing's nice. 5-inch. It had the aggressive grip, the metal grip. This thing was $2,700. $2,700 hairs. I mean, beautiful gun. Looked like it never even been used. I don't even know if it had been shot. $2,700 used. So, and hell, you might have even been able to talk them down and get cheaper. But I mean, that's a great price. It's a fantastic price on that gun. I love mine. I mean, my gun is phenomenal. So, and this one did have some blue on it. I don't need another one. I've got two of them. But I mean, hell of a price. So it's definitely a buyer's market. I've been seeing some prices, and y'all have too, if you get the emails. There's a lot of stuff like on Grab a Gun where it's like request a quote, and those were guns that you could never quote on. I mean, they were just in demand. Now you can quote on them, and when you send that email in, they'll usually give you a really smoking deal. So, I mean, if you're looking for a gun that you're needing, not saying go out and blow your money, I would never say that, but it's definitely a buyer's market right now. It's not a seller's market. So if you're trying to sell something, you're going to take a loss. Where before, even when I sold stuff, I would make money. I wouldn't lose money. So, you've got that too. But that's what I meant by that. So I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you, sir. Yeah, Canadians aren't loving CZ right now. Was that ever confirmed that they were helping the Canadian government destroy the guns? Supposedly they were. I don't know. I'm not going to cut mine up. It is what it is. No, I'm not happy about it if they are participating in that. However, apparently they're probably getting paid, which sucks, but it is what it is. A lot of them have done some stupid stuff. From the military, could it be 9mm NATO, which is higher pressure than standard? Yeah, NATO is higher pressure. Armsman said, I think I would have snatched it. Yeah, for that price. I mean, it's a smoking price. Like I said, I looked at it. The thing looks brand new. I don't even know if it's ever been shot. So, but NATO goes back to the funny man with a mustache. Did you hear FN may discontinue the SCAR? Yeah, supposedly they are. Also, there's rumors. I don't know if this is true. I'll throw it out there, though, and y'all run with it. Supposedly there's rumors that the Army contract and all the military contract is considering the FN pistol over the SIG now, M17 and M18. So I don't know if that's true. That's a rumor, but supposedly FN's getting in the mix of that to try to take the contract away from SIG. Again, I don't know that for sure. Don't quote me on that. But nothing surprises me now. Oh yeah, Pranic shot my MPA. Pranic says I would have traded a kid for an MPA. Yeah. Armsman said you need. I have two of them. Unit 4 says I did just fine selling 4 handguns this past weekend at the show, and the crowds were thin. All at under 600 beans. Yeah, and at gun shows you probably would do well. I'm talking about if you went in and traded in at a gun show. Or at a gun store, I meant. Loon says I got a good thing for grips on 1911. Picked up some Mammoth Ivories. New, golly, $275 for real ivory? Holy crap. Wow, that's awesome. Congratulations, man. Scott says I'm picking up a used LWRC M682, which is their piston gun, for $1150 unfired. I think they go for over $2,000. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can get some crazy deals right now if you just look around. That's awesome. Congratulations. It wasn't CZ, it was the Colt people letting me cope. I thought they were going to military contracts. Oh, yeah. Below the basement, that's pretty funny. Yeah, they were, Scott. FN was in the contract. It was Glock, FN. There were some other ones too. But that's just a rumor. I'm not saying it's happening or anything like that. But, I mean, FNs are built like tanks. I mean, they make a freaking strong gun. And I think I've had 3 FNs, 4 FNs, 4 FNs. Never had a problem with any of them. They worked great. So, Prentice says I didn't shoot the MPA, just the Shadow 2 and the SC2. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Well, you can shoot it anytime you want. So if you want to shoot it next time, we'll let you shoot it next time. I'm sorry. I thought you had shot it. Yeah, they're great guns. No, Colts never make good decisions. Yeah. Beretta. Yep, Beretta was in there. Yep, they sure were. I think it wasn't at the APX or something. Yeah, I just remember when they came out with the FN 509, and for the first 2 years, everybody was breaking the firing pins. Yep. And I've got an FN 509, and all of mine has been completely upgraded to the Apex. So every gut in it is Apex, and I never had a problem with the FN parts. I will say that, but everything in my 509 is Apex. So I've got the Apex firing pin. I've got everything Apex, trigger, everything. I just went ahead and retroed the whole thing over so that way I wouldn't potentially have any problems. And it's been a great gun. I don't shoot it very much, but it's a great gun. It was on the list for the next time, yeah. Like I said, you can shoot the carry version and the full-size version of the MPA. They're both fantastic guns. Really enjoy both of them. They shoot very, very, very good. And I've said this before. My MPA full size, the MPA DS9 hybrid is probably for me, okay, just for me, it's probably my most accurate 2011, but it's also the heaviest 2011. So you got to take that into account. Brota sure has been cranking out those 92Xs. Yeah, I mean, they have been. I like the idea of the FN Reflex. Did they submit the APX or just the 92? I think it was the APX too, I thought. Maybe it was both. Maybe Lynn's right. But I thought they did the APX as well because it was able to be modular. And that was one of the things, that was the selling point on the SIG. But it is 8:08. We've got 18 people on and 16 thumbs up. So I appreciate those thumbs up. And also, if you're ever listening to this on replay or you have a question or whatever, submit it, on the replay and I'll answer it. And I appreciate all my replay posse because I have a lot of people that don't catch the whole thing. So they're called the replay crew. And they always come back and like, hey, I didn't catch on. DB's a big guy. He doesn't catch a lot of them live, so he always goes back and catches the replays, so I really appreciate that. Scott says the Army should just adopt the CZP-10 used by several militaries in Europe, and rumors the Canadian government was looking at it for their gun before SIG. Yeah, a lot of people, run the P10s, and of course, y'all know how I feel about them. I love them. Fantastic guns. Knock on, I don't have any wood here. I'm sure there's some on this wall. But, fantastic guns. I love mine. And I tell you what, that P10F, since the guys over at Impact Machine ported it, that thing's freaking money. I mean, it is money. That thing is a sweet, sweet shooter. And the P09 they did for me is amazing. They did some great work on that gun, or those guns. Very, very happy with them. Yeah, and I appreciate y'all being on this chat. Like I said, all this happens because of y'all. Yeah, Smith & Wesson's been getting some contracts. I've heard that too. And good for them. Good for them. But again, if y'all don't have this little sucker right here, I highly, highly, highly recommend this little bad boy. This Knipex is freaking awesome. Carried it on the plane, no issues. I was like, they're gonna pull it out, say they gotta seize it and all that crap. Nope, they didn't worry about it. I just said, oh, they asked about it. They're like, what's that in the bag? And I was like, oh, it's a pair of needle, or I use them for needle nose or for pliers. You know, I use them for my work. And they were like, okay, cool. So no problem. But I was pretty happy about that. Because I was like, man, I'm going to lose these $35 pliers. But nope, no problem. Thank you. Thank you, Trigger Bar. I appreciate it. And there's also some great channels on here. Trigger Bar's on here. He does a lot of ammo testing. So please go over and subscribe to him. You know, go over and subscribe to everybody. Like I said, we want to spread the wealth, spread the love. You know, that's what it's all about. And again, like I was saying, you know, we lost, I lost a subscriber, and that sucks. Um, you know, I wish the family the best. You know, it sucks we lose people. So, you know, and hell, it was just my dad's birthday the other day. You know, I've lost him, I guess, a year ago. Um, and his death is coming up. I think it was the 24th of this month, so that sucks. But, you know, they do live on. So, like I've been saying on all these chats, if there's somebody out there you haven't reached out to in a long time and said hello, checking on you, please do. You know, sometimes that could be the best thing you could ever do, is just reach out to somebody and say, hi, I'm thinking about you. You know, so that is always a good thing. And, you know, love one another. Don't get caught up in the BS. You know, all this crap with YouTube and all that, you know, the anger, and that's just stupid. No reason to have that. Bludgeoning device, yeah. Let's see here. They wouldn't let me on the plane with a handheld flashlight, but let you on with those damn discrimination. Yeah, I mean, you know, they're probably profiling me. Saying that guy's a goofball, who knows. But yeah, they let me on with pliers. So, and I've flown with tools before in the past when I was an aviation technician. I have flown with tools before, just couldn't be any sharp knives. They let me fly with sockets and ratchets, but I had to check it. But yeah, they let me carry this one on. So I was pretty surprised. I was for sure I was going to get that thing taken away, but they didn't. So, I mean, it could just been going there and back. I don't know. But, you know, I would say check with your airlines first, because this could have been a Southwest thing. I flew out Southwest and back. I tend to like Southwest. I don't get the bullshit that I get from American and Delta. Pranic says, just got a notification for my chat. It does not surprise me. I still haven't gotten one. It always pops up on mine and says, hey, Big Johnson's live. I still haven't gotten one, so I guess they forgot me tonight. But yeah, we've got 18 people on, 17 thumbs up, so I really appreciate it, everyone. It means a lot to me. I'm going to get cranking on this room again this weekend. Oh, also, I wanted to bring it up. What about that Texas OU game? Yeah, boy. I don't care if Texas lost every freaking game. As long as they beat OU, I'm good. But that was a hell of a game. They showed up that day and last weekend, and I was very happy about it. So I watched that game, and I was like, holy crap, we might win one. So I was very happy. And it could have been luck, but sometimes luck counts. So I'm good with that. But yeah, we got to keep our little gold cowboy hat, so I'm happy about that. Ooh, Arjun says JetBlue the only way to fly. I haven't flown JetBlue, but you know, I don't know about all that. So, but I appreciate y'all as always. It's 8:14. We'll go ahead and shut it down. If y'all have any questions, comments after the chat, please leave them. Anything y'all can think of. I will start doing some more tool reviews. I've got some shorts that I've already filmed. I'll be dropping those. And if y'all didn't check out the other short that I dropped the other day about the mags, please do. One guy named Clay left a really long, you know, message. I think he was trying to rile me up. Didn't work. And at the end, he was like, hey, man, I can appreciate your character. You didn't get riled up. And I'm like, why? You know, I mean, It doesn't matter. I mean, I do what I want. People can do what they want. They carry what they want. I don't care. You know, um, you know, we're all in it together. So, but I'll thank y'all so much. Y'all have a wonderful night. And remember, an unarmed nation's a very weak nation. So we all got to carry on. Also, I forgot to tell you, nobody asked, but I just remembered because it's laying right here. The gun of the week is the Glock 19X. Believe it or not, the Glock 19X is what I've been carrying this week. So, in case you're curious. But I appreciate y'all. Have a great night. And remember, carry on, everyone.